sometimes technology can be inhibiting also. So I don't intend to use the PowerPoint presentation because when you have a PowerPoint presentation, you tend to want to get through all the slides and you can't adhere to time. So I will not be using my PowerPoint, but I'd just like to share some ideas in the short time that I have with you. To begin with, I think technology has transformed the lives of teachers in several ways. The school that I was principal of, we had the first master training lab set up by Intel, and I know the magic that happened there because people really changed when they learned that technology could make a difference to their lives. I'm one of them and I'm still learning. Very recently, my laptop, which was a 2003 Microsoft version, crashed, and I got a new laptop with a 2007. And I had to learn all over again on how to do a PowerPoint with 2007. So I think there's no end to learning if one takes up technology. And I think that is the crux of everything, that when we look at technology and we want to integrate it, we are learning along with the students. I'm still very dependent on it in the sense that I do need my presentation. Today we are actually talking about bringing in change through technology and curriculum development. As a teacher, what is the thing that concerns you most? As a teacher in the classroom, as the head of an institution, we are concerned about the subject that we teach, isn't it? Whether you teach maths, whether you teach science, you had a wonderful presentation on some support to the subject that you teach. The subject that they teach is most important, and all of us are concerned about it. Now let us see what are the other things that are coming up in education today. We have the NCF document. We have several documents in education, and one of the things that these documents talk about, they talk about subjects, they talk about methodology, but they also talk about another angle to education, and that is what we call the 21st century skills. You just heard about financial literacy, which is very much a 21st century skill. We look at other things. What do we want our children to be like when they leave school? They need to know the subject, but they need to be confident. They need to be able to communicate effectively. They need to be able to think critically. They need to be able to think creatively. And they also need to be able to contribute to society. Because if we create individuals who are selfish, who do not want to do anything for society, we haven't achieved anything, even if they get that 100% in the subject that you teach. So if that has today become an important aspect of education, then we have technology to help us. Because by using technology, you're really teaching children to collaborate, to communicate, to think critically, and to think creatively as well. They say that students are actually digital natives, because children, today also somebody spoke about a child, taking the BlackBerry and just correcting it. I have a little granddaughter who's 2.5, and her mother was complaining about some problem in the computer, and she just quietly mentioned, "Mama, delete kar lo." She knew the use of the word delete. It has become part of her vocabulary. So the very young child today, we say that children are digital natives. We adults are digital immigrants. We have moved into this field of digital literacy. But as immigrants, we also learn. We learn to live in that environment. So digital literacy, in order to be meaningful, must be related to the subject. And there are 5 points that is usually associated. When a teacher decides that I want to teach my subject and integrate this curriculum with digital literacy, there are 5 aspects that need to be looked at. The first one, we call it defining. That is, when you tell a child that, okay, you've got to find this information, you have to be very clear about telling the child what do they know, what do they need to find out, Who is the audience? Are you finding out information for other children in the class? Are you finding out information to present to another audience? Who is the audience that you're looking at? Are you looking at information to talk to younger children? So when you look at the net, you need to know what is the exact information that you're looking for. That's very important. What digital resources can they use? I'm trying to link up use of technology with your subject. You've given the child an assignment. How do you link it up with that particular curriculum? Can they clarify the task? Is the child very clear about what is the task that you expect him to do? Now, in doing this, what are the skills that you achieve? Decision making. Today in CC, we are talking about critical thinking, creative thinking. We are talking about attitudes and values and assessing them. But do programs in your school help to actually teach these skills? Because without teaching, what are you assessing? Are you just giving grades to put them into some record? So you need to look at ways in which you can actually introduce these skills, and technology is one of the ways in which you can really introduce these skills. So here you have children taking decisions, children thinking. Next, when they're looking for something, how do they find that information? How do you train them to find the information? Can they search safely and effectively? One of the most important things is to be safe on the net. And as teachers, we have this moral obligation to see that they are safe on the net. They do not give away information which they should not give away. Personal information to people who should not have it. So it's called click safely. What is the search method that they should use? Do you teach them the search methods? Do you introduce them to the search methods? Can they download, store, and retrieve data efficiently? That's also a skill. Because it's not just going on to the net. You know what happens in most schools? They give a project and they say, do a PowerPoint presentation and present this presentation, and you ask a few questions and you give them marks, and they think that is integration of technology. That's not integration of technology. Integration of technology has far wider implications. Do they know how to download? Do they know how to store? Do they know how to go back to that data when they need it? Do they know about copyright and plagiarism? Are they just copying and pasting from the net? Do they know that they cannot do that? How much time do I have? One more minute. So, what are the skills here? Reference skills, critical thinking, again, decision making. Can they evaluate the information that they have collected? Do they look at it critically? Again, or do they just copy and paste? Are they capable of redefining this information? Again, what are the skills? Analytical, creative, critical skills. Can they create? Using the information, can they present something in a creative manner? Can they add on? Can they add on to this information? And here you're looking at digital literacy, again analytical skills and creative skills. Can they communicate what they have collected, this information? Are they able to communicate to the people? And where are you looking at? What are you looking at? You're looking at communication skills, you're looking at collaboration skills, you're looking at responsibility. They have a timeline to adhere to, they have to present it. You're looking at the right attitudes and values. So technology in itself cannot transform learning. It is the practices that surround the use of technology in the classroom that is the key to learning outcomes. I just want to give you this message. Saying we have integrated technology doesn't mean showing visuals. It doesn't mean just giving children to do a PowerPoint. As teachers, we need to think very deeply on how to bring technology into the classroom. Thank you very much.